It's 9 p.m. starting to get dark. I got all the equipment I need for the hunt. The hunt for that elusive imperative. I come out of the house to the tall grass, shrubs, bushes, and even trees. And there's one. Got away. There's another one. I got away too. But not for long. Soon, my trusty jar will be filled with many more, and I'll be satisfied. Now, how many of you have been hunting for them like I have? Yes, when you were little, you got your little jar out and started catching for them. Hello, my name is Saul, and I am here to talk to you about fireflies. Fireflies are not the nice, sweet, little innocent creatures you think they are. There's another side to them. So, at the end of my presentation, I'll leave you to decide. Are fireflies friends, or are they fiends? So today I would like to go over fireflies' history, their habitat, the three main stages of their life, bioluminescence, and some interesting facts you might not know about fireflies. Now, let's start with those names. Fireflies and lightning bugs. Those names do not make sense. Fireflies. There is no fire, and fireflies are not flies. And lightning. That does not make sense either. There is no lightning, and scientifically, fireflies are truly not a bug. They are beetles. They have two sets of wings, and they are a member of the order Coleoptera. Coleoptera is the largest order of insects. Did you know that there are over 2,000 species of fireflies? Fireflies live in all continents except for Antarctica. They live in the warm, humid areas. So if you went west of the Rocky Mountains, you will never see fireflies there because it's really hot and dry. I was raised in Guatemala, and I noticed that we have a lot more fireflies there than we do here in Iowa. And I think that's due to, all the pesticides we use here, all the artificial lights, and pollution. And also here in Iowa, we have lost the swampy areas that they like to live in. Now I would like to talk about the three main stages of the life. So firefly females lay 40 to over 1,000 eggs depending on their species. These eggs are laid in the loose soil, so none of us have seen firefly eggs. They are bioluminescent, which means they give off light. Like I said, nobody has seen them before. These eggs take about 4 weeks for them to hatch, and when they hatch, they become a firefly larva, and it looks just like this. They also glow, and they have little glands at the end of their abdomen. But like I said earlier, nobody has seen them before because they're buried in soil. These little creatures are fierce predators. They have big mandibles, which are big mouth parts. They can detect the slime trail left behind by big earthworms, snails, slugs. And they hunt in packs. Now, we're not talking about wild wolves or wild dogs. We're talking about firefly larvae. When they hunt in packs, they follow the slime trail. They follow it all the way to their prey. And when they get to their prey, they jump on it, they bite it with their big mandibles, and they devour them. They inject a numbing substance to the prey. This stage lasts about a year, and during that year, firefly larvae mostly feed and they eat and eat, and they use the energy for their coming stage, which is the adult firefly. And after about a year, they pupate, which means they make like a cocoon. They make a white silk and they wrap it around themselves. And this stage, the pupa stage, lasts for about 10 days. And during that stage, their abdomen gets smaller, their mandibles, they go away because they don't need the mandibles to hunt anymore. Their hunting days are over. When they're adult fireflies, they don't need as much, so they don't have mouth parts, and they usually just feed on nectar. That's just for moisture. They live for about 5 to 30 days depending on the species. and they develop two sets of wings, and they become adult fireflies. Everybody has seen them before. These little creatures are innocent. Fireflies have two glands at the end of their abdomen, which contains a chemical called luciferin, and when this chemical is mixed with oxygen, it creates a glow. Many scientists have not figured out how to make luciferin in labs, so they need many fireflies for their studies. Luciferin has been used throughout the world as a detector to detect cancer in human cells. It has also been used to detect heart disease in human heart cells. Luciferin is also used as a detector to detect bacteria in milk, water, and other foods. Fireflies, the males are usually flying around and females stay on the ground or on trees. And the female chooses her mate. They choose the male with the most bright and the most spectacular light display. And she sends a signal and lures in the males. Some males are tricky. They mimic other species' light pattern, and they send a signal, and it appears to other males that there's lots of males in front of this one female, so the males don't bother to come, and at the end of that, the male gets the female for himself. Now, firefly females are tricky too. They mimic other species' light pattern to lure in the males from the other species. They lure them in and they eat them. And this is only a few species, and we don't have these ones in Iowa. They're usually impregnant females. They use the energy to make their eggs and lay their eggs. At the end of all that, fireflies die, and the cycle starts over again. I found some cool, interesting facts. One of them is that firefly eggs, firefly larvae, and the adult fireflies all glow. And like I said earlier, we have never seen firefly eggs glow or the larvae. Another cool fact is that fireflies use 100% of their energy to make their light. As in comparison to a normal light bulb, the light bulb only uses 10% of their energy to make the light, and 90% is wasted as heat. So scientists are coming out with new ways to make a light bulb that is as efficient as fireflies' light. Now I got all my information from firefly.org, National Geographic, and Smithsonian. And usually, like college sites, they're more of a research site, so they seem to agree to my other sites. Are there any questions? Yes.
Do you think fireflies are friends or fiends?
The question is, do I think fireflies are friends or are they fiends? I think they're a little bit of both, because they kill when they're in larva stage. They are kind of mean if you ask a slug or a snake. And they are kind of friends in the summer, because, you know, it's fun for kids to come out and catch them and put them in a jar. Are there any other questions? Yes?
I've heard that they're starting to become extinct. Is that true?
The question is, does she heard that fireflies are becoming extinct? I think that is kind of true, because we're losing, like I said earlier, we're losing all that habitat. We don't have the swamp areas as we used to. Any other questions? As a conclusion to my presentation, I would like to read a poem by Lily Ann Moore. And it's titled, If You Catch a Firefly. If you catch a firefly, you keep it in a jar, you may see that you found a tiny star. If you let it go there back into the night, you may see it once again, star bright. Thank you.